Okay, hi everyone. First of all, a couple of things. It's been about 8 months since I last did a film review, so I'm gonna try and make this one quite short because I just want to try and get the feel back for it. Second of all, I'm filming this on my phone instead of my camera, so probably I'm looking at myself instead of where you are, which is, I think, over there. So apologies if I'm not actually directly looking at the camera. I'm too busy concentrating on myself at the moment. I also have my little girl here just lying down. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go over this quickly, say what I think, say roughly what the film is about without going into too much detail. And yeah, okay, let's get on with it. So I just went to watch Now You See Me Too, which I thought was, I don't want to say a lot better than the first film, but I definitely enjoyed it more than the first film. This one doesn't have quite as much action in it as the action? No? This one doesn't have quite as much magic in it as the first one, but this one does have a bigger story and a lot more action involved. So the opening's pretty good. It's a flashback of when Mark Ruffalo's character was a kid, and we see the incident that's mentioned in the first film about his father performing a magic trick where he gets locked into this safe and plunged into the sea, which goes horribly wrong, and his father doesn't escape it. That scene was good because it showed the emotion and connection between Mark Ruffalo's character and his character's father, and also had Morgan Freeman there, who you find out in the first film Mark Ruffalo blames for the death of his father. Also, apologies if I say a lot as well. You can tell it's been a long time. We flash forward to the present day and find out that the four horsemen have been hiding out, and that I can't remember her name, so I'm just going to say the lady horseman from the first film has decided to up and leave because she's tired of waiting around for instructions on what the next move is. They've been in hiding for about a year and she's just gone and left. But we do get introduced to a new female horseman called Lula, played by, I actually had to look this up, played by Lizzie Kaplan. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but she's a really good character actually. I really liked her character. I think I like this one more than the girl horseman in the first film. Not that I didn't like the girl horseman in the first film, but this one I just like more. Just my general opinion. So we see that they've been in hiding for about a year, and we enter Jesse Eisenberg's apartment that he's been hiding out in, and this is where we're introduced to the new female horseman, Lula. He has no idea who she is. He thinks she's just some woman that's broken into his apartment. He tries to tie her up, but she just keeps coming out of the ropes, and she set up this elaborate magic trick in his flat as well, so he gets the idea that she's a magician and she wants to join the horsemen. She disappears on him in the flat, and he goes to find her with the other two horsemen, Woody Harrelson and Dave Franco. And when they find Lula, she's there with Mark Ruffalo, who was like leading the horsemen in the first film. And the rest of the film is basically them ending up in China. I won't say how, but they end up somewhere in China, and they get hired by. I'm so sorry for the ums. I've only just seen this, and I'm saying a lot because I can't remember some of it. This doesn't look good on camera. Excuse me. I've forgotten. It's Daniel Radcliffe, that's it. They get captured by Daniel Radcliffe's goons, or whatever you want to call them, and he proposes that to the horsemen, either they can help Daniel Radcliffe get hold of this sort of microchip that can gain access to any mobile or laptop, computer, or anything that contains personal information. And if they get hold of it for him, then he will give them a brand new life, so they don't have to be in hiding anymore. He can just erase their whole history, their whole existence. And if they don't do that for him, he will have them killed. So, obviously, Jesse Eisenberg's someone who says, we'll do this for you, we'll find this chip and bring it to you. But secretly, Jesse Eisenberg tells the others that he's not going to take it to Daniel Radcliffe, he's going to contact the horsemen. He's not going to contact the horsemen, they're the horsemen. He's going to contact the people from the Eye, which is the grand organisation that they work for. But unfortunately things don't go right, and they end up on the run from Daniel Radcliffe. And Mark Ruffalo finds out that his horsemen are in China. He has to enlist the help of Morgan Freeman, who is the one that he had arrested at the end of the first film. And yeah, it all comes down to this big elaborate scheme of everyone working with each other, and it's a bit of a complicated plot, but it is a really good storyline. It works really well. There's a couple of twists and turns in the film which work, but you can kind of see them coming. Everyone plays their parts really well. There's a lot of comedy in this, there's a lot of action, there's a good story, there's a great big reveal at the end about everything. I also like the way that in this one, not all of their, there's a lot of magic tricks that go on in this film, obviously, and some of them are explained about how they're done, but not all of them are, which is good because it adds a bit of mystery about how some of the tricks are done. So yeah, I think this film's been getting a bit of a bad review recently, mainly from critics who, I don't want to say never know what they're talking about, which would be bad for me because I'm kind of trying to criticise this film, but in a positive way. This is a good film. If you like the first film, you should pretty much enjoy this one. Pretty much all the same cast from the first film are back. Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine's back. I won't say how Michael Caine comes back into this film, but he comes back in a good way. Woody Harrelson and the other horsemen are all there. Daniel Radcliffe, his character doesn't have... His character's one of the main characters, but he doesn't have a big part, if that makes sense. But what he does well. Yeah, I think that's all I really want to say about this film. I really enjoyed it. The action sequences, actual fighting action sequences, which I don't think we got in the first film. We get a couple of them in this film, and they are done really well. The comedy's good, the action's good, the story's good, the action's good. I don't think I actually have any negatives about this one. I would say maybe it was a little too long. This film comes in at about 2 hours and 10 minutes, something like that. I think maybe cut down on 10 minutes, make it an even 2 hour film. There's a reason why it's long. There's a lot to put in here. There's a lot of character development. There's a lot of storyline background to cover. Twists to put in, magic tricks to show. What they cram in the 2 hours and 10 minutes is good, but maybe they could have cut it down to 2 hours. I don't know what they would have cut. I think most of the stuff that they show in the film is vital to the film. I don't think anyone gave a bad performance. They did really well. The stories, it's not confusing. There are a couple of points where I would say if you weren't concentrating on the film, then you might lose track of what's happening, but it's a very entertaining film, so I don't see why you wouldn't be concentrating on it. So yeah, I would recommend going to see this film at the cinema, or if you're not sure about this, maybe watch some other reviews and probably wait for the DVD to come out. But I would say if you like the first film, go see this one. It is good, it's entertaining, it's funny, it's action-packed, there's a good story, the actors are really good, the performances are well done. It is a long film, but I think it's worth sitting down for just over 2 hours. And hopefully the next time I do one of these, I will actually know what I'm talking about and be back in the swing of things. So, again, apologies if this one was crap. It feels like it was crap. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.